a serious training opportunity for them under pressure in full view, as well against an opponent who might not even scrim them normally. I could see mudgolems have a lot more, well, let's put it plainly, higher quality scrim partners than bait. So this might be an opportunity that
Yeah.
they literally need to take seriously in order to
10
get the most out of
seconds
it.
to pick.
And they still want to make the Void Spirit work as well. I think
5
this
seconds
cements the
remain.
Bat Rider for last hero again. But this time, hopefully, with a slightly better lane with the anti-mage out of the way.
Yeah, it does start to look like it. So if we're following the patterns, we're gonna see something different than the anti-mage and the nature's prophet, but bait might still go for witch doctor, making them 4 out of 5 out of the same heroes they had in the previous game. We'll see if they decide to swap that safe lane support for something else. Mudgolems though have to come up with 2 different cores. So with anti-mage and nature's prophet, I would kind of like to see if we had like Bloodseeker, for example. But we're gonna see the Sven, which Mudgolems actually banned from bait in the last phase of game 1. Kips, you might be muted.
Oh,
Aha.
yes.
There. There
I
we
have
go.
been muted for a while, it seems.
No.
Been...
No. We
Okay,
have been hearing you for a while.
Good. Yeah.
I was just looking at the lip sync. I
Sometimes
was
it
like,
does
should I talk on top of the lip syncs to sound like a Kips?
That would have been really funny, and I would have been so confused. I would love to have a deep voice like yours.
I
Anyway,
mean,
the Sven, I do think that they're going to have to try and dodge the Bat Rider lane unless they get an Oracle here, which upgrades the Tiny to Core. I'm not sure. I don't think Sven has a great time against the Bat Rider in lane. I don't. Unless they plan to try lane and try to ruin the Bat Rider that way. But let's see what Mudgolem's got in store for us, because this looks a little bit more experimental. Normally, when you want to face up against the Bat Rider in lane, you get a Phantom Lancer or a Weaver or something of the sort.
yeah. Or support with purges.
Yes.
Though their support spots are pretty much filled in unless they decide to play this Tiny as a mid, but safe lane Sven. So in that case, you could maybe look at a pos 3 Abaddon, but I don't like the idea of 3 strength heroes who are all melee.
No, me neither. That's asking for a Timbersaw.
Yeah, Timbersaw and Techies would be like, let's go. But Jakiro, very sturdy support. He can live against the Sven for a while.
Exactly, and this also addresses some of the problems that this lineup had in the previous game, where just they have no front line, and therefore no ability to stay in the fight for long enough to properly, get the engagement off. Like the damage starts going towards their cores very fast because the supports just fold over. Not the case with the Jakiro.
And also you have this hero that allows you for bigger AoE turnaround control, because you could see in the last fight where in the last game where bait would take those late game fights, they would blow up on one guy and then you have to wait for long cooldowns and repositioning. Yeah. So Jakiro does allow you to do both of those, and you can go again, you can also escape, you can also chase pretty well. You've got slows and stuns and a decent amount of dot damage too, but I think the slows and the stuns are more important here with Jakiro being picked up. He's very slow, but you only need to be in the right place once. Darkseer Sven, yeah. That's a very fast Swede.
Something all
I'm just saying that.
Sure.
I'm just saying that because, like in traditional sports, Finland would always lose to Sweden when it comes to like 100-meter hurdles and 400 meters and so. So we even have like this big televised competition of Sweden versus Finland, and then they start racking up points, both men and women. And you start racking up points for which is the better country in sports, and we always lose. It's like, so we got a really fast Sven now in the field. Also for Tiny, this actually helps out pretty well.
Yes. I just want to know, why, if they always beat you, are you still putting on that competition? Are you guys just suckers for punishment?
I guess. I mean, it's a rivalry that will probably never go away. We cherish it, we hate it, we love it. It's just there to stay. I mean, I'm not the right person to really start explaining why we have this thing, but you know.
Oh, I thought you were in charge of these things, T-Panda.
We're the only Nordic country that doesn't include Vikings. They think we're Vikings, but we never consider ourselves Vikings.
No, you guys mostly went upriver into Russia, as far as I know.
We just brought the bishop behind the sauna, and you know what happened after that. If you know that story, do you know that story, by the way?
Yes.
Yes.
An axe, I believe.
Yes, an axe and a bishop and a Finn were involved.
Only 10 seconds.
So, with our last picks, we've got Conkaban, which I do really like here from Bait. I think that hero really causes difficulties for all Earth Spirit, Bat Rider, Void Spirit, 1x mark, and it just nullifies a lot. And the Pangolier is here. So, we get to see Pango action after quite some time. Does that mean that's a... What position is this? Is this a mid Pango we're gonna see?
It's between the Pango and the Tiny, isn't it? And
It
I
is,
gotta
yeah.
say, if I think about Bora, I think about his Tiny a lot more. I think this is Milan on the Pangolier. Like, Milan, Pango, it feels right, you know? The consideration here, of course, is that a Tiny most likely is gonna do okay versus Void Spirit, but not the greatest. Pangolier most likely does better, although it's also just a... You wipe the... No, it is Pango, yes. Alright.
Mid Pango. Let's go.
Let's go.
How do we see the lanes go out, though? Or if you were saying something...
On the side of Bait? Because it looks fairly straightforward to me. I think this is going to be a tri-lane starter with the Sven. They might even aggro it. I mean, if you aggro, you give the Bad Rider a 1v1 matchup versus the Darkseer, which isn't great for the DS, but it's one of those lanes that goes a lot better than you think it would, just because the Bad Rider can't chase after the Darkseer all the time.
Yeah.
Because the Darkseer still gets last hits while he's not here. If you chase the Darkseer, you lose the CS battle. So I could see that happening. They could also try to go for the standard lanes and see if Farah can just zone last hero out, but we'll have to see what they decide there exactly. I enjoy the idea of putting the Sven opposite the Spectre the most, just because Spec is really not gonna like that at all.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, is with the laning matchups. How do you get the most favorable ones out? So if we go with that, last hero will have a better game than he had last game. He definitely suffered in game number 1. So he would have more impact in this game if he goes on a 1 versus 1 and we see the trial lanes clash against each other's.
It looked intentional.
And then you've got the Pango versus the Void Spirit, so that can go either way.
I think it's very nice for the Void Spirit, though. The more I think about it, the more Pango's damage is not going to hit him through his shield. He can last hit even while disarmed, which is not the case with a lot of other mid heroes. And the extra mobility of the Pangolier also somewhat gets mitigated by the possibility of Aether Remnants getting thrown out, or just the Dendi jumping around with Dissimulate as well.
Yeah,
Going to keep an eye on Dendi's skill build.
Yeah, I also love this Blightstone pickup on the Pangolier. 3 branches with the Blightstone, so he's got some early stats to kind of even up the low HP pool that Pango has, and you're capable of harassing. Smoking up onto last hero. You suffered. You will continue to suffer as mudgolems stack up with 4 heroes to hunt for first blood. The toss in the air, and it is Fada on the Enchantress. Pick up the first kill.
Oh.
The torment ain't over.
I had such hopes. Yeah, this is all Bait can do in return. This Spectre is going to need a long time to be able to do anything in this game, because the Sven outman fights her really hard. So we're going to look at a situation where Bait for most of the game will still need to kite the Sven while trying to kill the rest of mudgolems, which is once again not all that easy. A lot of mobility on their lineup again.
Yep. 5 up. kicks Enchantress away to pick up the bounty. So it ends up being a 2 for 2 instead of a 3 for 1. Our lanes rolling out here at the same time as Milan is chasing a courier, and he's faster. 1 hit to do the job. Nope.
Nope.
5 HP remaining.
Kitty gets to run home for now.
Good kitty.
Good kitty.
Oh, he's playing with a ball of, what is that called?
Yarn.
Wool? Yarn?
Yeah. Ball of yarn is generally the term for wool in a ball.
Oh, yeah.
It's
That's cute.
old-fashioned.
I'm a cat person, so yeah, that's cute. Everybody seems to be a dog person these days, so... Oh, yeah. Whoops. UI fixed. Still feels like it's early in the morning for me. Anyway, a tiny bit of a pause here actually coming in from the Pangolier. So ASAP is drawn on the map, so Tiny is gonna give us the information.
Very good.
Are back soon.
SAP.
ASAP, yeah.
Yeah, A was a bit obscured.
I loved how in one game somebody was drawing sunlight rays from their fountain towards the other side and just drawing these beautiful lines. Sometimes
there's
yeah.
suddenly real artists on the field,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, exactly. And that's sometimes when you start thinking that are some of the players actually using a drawing board as their mouse.
I don't think they are. I think Jarek specifically switched to Valorant so that he could play with the drawing
Yes.
board.
Yes. You knew exactly what I was going on about. Beautiful. 5 up, picking up the creep wave. Fada body blocking and sacrifices her courier in the process. And some right clicks coming out. Boots, are they going to save him? Ench coming in from the other side. Gonna meet up the Earth Spirit once again. Looks like he's just gonna have to stack this pull, so get another wave. Teleport. Nope, he's just gonna teleport right away, so he doesn't want to waste any more time. And Skitter does the same thing. He skips the creep wave past his own tower to his creep wave. But now that wave is gonna start pushing as one wave is already under his own tower. Skitter is a bit panicking here, like, alright, well, I've got a lot of work to do here. A lot of CS to be caught.
Yeah, and he's taking a lot of damage as well, which is... He's going to have to start ferrying in more regions soon. But the problem is that if they keep pulling all of these creep waves, the wave is going to be in a very awkward position a lot.
Oh, Milan finds...
Risks his couriers.
He found the courier now.
So... Yeah, Mudgolem's deciding to tough it out versus this Bad Rider lane. I do think that Skitter is going to have a harder and harder time as this lane goes on.
Yep.
But let's see how much difference Fada can make here. Because this man has been an absolute beast on the Enchantress.
Yep, he had a pretty insane KDA in the last game. At least until that very last fight where he got lassoed first and blown up. That might have halved the amount. But still, really, really well played on this this Enchantress. So you can see that he's in his comfort zone right now. Fishman here to interrupt Tiny a little bit, connecting both waves. Doesn't want to throw that dual breath in just quite yet. Did manage to get that beautiful 2-man dual breath out there a while ago, so got a lot of damage out, but he's still level 1. 5 up, TP's home. Sven's courier also dead. Kips might...
Yes.
Yes.
I
was thinking about the lip sync thing again.
I'm trying to save everyone from the creaking chair behind me.
Ah.
But yeah, then
Oh
sometimes
yeah. There is an extra chair around there.
There's even a person in it.
5 up coming in with a smoke towards mid. Can they make anything happen with this rotation on the Pangolier? Still 8 seconds for Swashbuckle to be up, so either they go now or they wait for him to use it again. And Spectre's actually got 35 HP in top. He gets the kick on Bornea. Dendi picks up the regen rune. Salve will be used on the Spectre. They're definitely putting a lot of pressure now as the Earth Spirit now comes back to the bottom lane. But they're going straight under the tower in top. The Toss Avalanche combo coming out. Tiny gets rid of the tower aggro, but he will lose his life.
Not that well calculated.
Yeah, and Darkseer wasn't even very close to that. So if they were both walking in, might have been a different result.
Maybe, yes, but 33 also didn't have mana for an Ion Shell, which is the prime method of dealing damage, especially when your attack speed is being slowed by the Jewel Breath.
Yeah. Last year was hunting for another courier here. Those were Sven's boots that have been there for quite some time.
Nice roll in.
Last hero
Oh,
very
that's a lot
low
of
on
damage.
HP, and they will lose one. They will lose 2 heroes. Maybe even 3 if Milan can catch the Chikiro, but spells are on a cooldown for quite a long time. 3 seconds for the toss. Right clicks will be enough. 3 heroes dead from bait. 2 heroes in top, and then they also got last heroes, Batrider in bottom.
Painful. And that just looks like inexperience. If you're outnumbering people, you're always going to do better in a fight, unless of course the enemy has AoE and can just simply have higher efficiency on their spells. And Milan got probably the best use of 2 level 2 abilities there in the game.
Bornea baiting out the Assimilate, but he gets rolled on by 5 up. And now Earth Spirit gets a really good play happening there. So Dendi...
Yeah, that's more like it.
Kind of, there was the Pango ulti was about to go off, and Dendi used Assimilate. Milan will secure the Arcane Rune, so Void will have to sit with an empty bottle. But yeah, he baited the Pango ulti with a Dissimilate. Cast cancelled it, so he wasn't able to use it again. He could have maybe started rolling again, but there came Earth Spirit, and now they're going to Fada. Beautiful 2-man stun from Skitter, and Enchantress lives. Not much HP remaining. Good play here, though, because they do force the support away. And now Dendi's here in bottom, too. And Sven is right next to him. They don't spot each other's yet. They don't know about him. They don't know about Dendi, and Dendi has an idea.
I think Dendi knows. 5 up. Oh, they're just like a second late.
Yeah, they just barely missed it, but the roll in connects. The stun is there. Still holding on to the kick for now. And they're going to let the Sven run.
Not much you could do. Full wand, treads up. Dendi has a lot of burst power, but he doesn't have nearly enough to take down the entire Sven. And while 5 up can cross distances with ease, he doesn't actually deal any damage at all.
Yeah. And that was awkward for Dendi because he did rotate towards bottom for this to find no kills, no camps to farm. That was like over half a minute of just moving without getting anything out of it. But that let the Pango farm freely.
It did also get Last Hero some space though, and the Sven has now officially abandoned the bot lane, so Last Hero is going to have his level 6 about...
Ooh, nice silence kick coming out as well. Swashbuckle into the other direction, and here comes the haunt. And Bornea TP home with the ulti in the midst of 4 heroes from bait. Not bad.
That's how it's done.
That's how it's done. And we'll lose a top tower in the process as well. So this is big for Mudgolems. Not only dodging a gank, but finding an objective in the meantime. They're also looking for a fight. Milan forces Chikiro on 5 up away. Dendi finally gets himself an action rune, and this time it's a haste. Making his way towards bottom. Vada just TP'd in. Don't know about the inch in the trees yet. Last hero is on the hunt to find anyone. Maybe he finds that path of cut trees and realizes something is up. And Bornea getting jumped on by Dendi. 200 HP.
Nice
Last
dodge.
hero trying to close in the gap. And that should be it. Pango down. Big pick for bait.
Absolutely. This gets a lot of damage on the bot tower, unless... Nope. Tiny coming in. Mudgolems are not ready to give this.
They don't want to give it away. Not quite yet. Andy coming in with the haste rune right behind the Enchantress, and Ench is taking a whole lot of damage. Will lose her life. Now Milan trying to run away from last hero. Level 6, but no lasso. Doesn't look like they even need the lasso for now. Bat, very low on HP. Still trying to go for the dive, and there is a Sven. It's actually Barania coming in with the TP. And Milan lives with 40 HP. Dandy and Fishman weren't able to connect on that.
I thought it should be the Sven for sure.
It did look like the Sven for a moment there.
Ah, glance value, Valve.
But yeah, they should have definitely followed up with the Bat Rider on that. Just one ability would have been enough.
Hard to say though, because it definitely felt like they were overstaying their welcome down there as well. Dandy running out of mana especially.
And now they're being harassed. Fishman just instantly blown up. There's the Pango ulti. Last year, doesn't want to get hit by the stuns. Ornia coming in for another round. Still trying to connect the stun. Now actually rolling out. Lasso is ready on last hero. He's got friends coming. So does Fada.
Firefly's
also
out.
come up. Firefly's down. Dandy coming in. He's got the jump on Tiny. Tiny taking a lot of damage. Milan still surviving for now. Another jump from Dandy. They get one, but they're going to lose 5 up in the process. And Bornea, they get the web from Fada, however, on Dandy. And Dandy, all abilities on cooldown. Last hero just wants that lasso so badly. He wants to use it, and he doesn't get it. Gets slowed up. He had the chance, but he turned around. Now he might just die for this. Gets the lasso off in time. And they even catch the Pango with the stun. They've got the Ench down at least. And the jump. Nope, doesn't quite connect on the Bat Rider. But it was a 5-1 game, and now it's 7-6.
Since Bait are spending more heroes down here though, it's still a loss for them. This Darkseer is going to have a pipe in no time at all. And that is when their 4-man can really start going. And the Sven can also start joining in with a God Strength now and then. Right now he's just using
Yep, but they're going to jump straight on Tiny once again. The Ice Path won't quite connect on Milan. And the roll from 5 up is not really going to connect to anything right now. And last hero is dead. Dandy in trouble, getting slowed up by the Enchants as well. 33 and Fada just doing their work together. And Void Spirit is out of the way. It's a 2-for-1 trade. They get the Tiny, but they do lose 2 cores in the process. And that is death number 4 for last hero. It's triple net worth lead now for mudgolems.
And you can see here that mudgolems really prioritize keeping this tower alive now that they don't have any good tools to take more towers down. They're not about to trade.
Sven's just casually farming. Here comes the haunt. Crystallis wants a piece of this action. Got the Enchantress in the middle, but they can't touch her. Can't touch the Enchantress. Last hero juking around. Still getting slowed up, and here's the spears from Fada, and last hero's down. The Ench is killing everybody right now. Borania tries to make his way out. 33 still right next to him. Fada's courier is also dead by Crystallis. They're still chasing. Nice juke from Ench, but Ench will eventually and finally go down. That means a killing spree will be going for Dandy. 5 up, manages to dodge the swashbuckle. 2-man vacuum, no wall, but a huge combo. Fishman gets the Ice Path just down in time, and they might lose more for this. They've lost Borania. Milan on the run, trying to get away from Crystallis, but he won't be lucky this time. Double kill for the Spectre, and Darkseer surging away. Dandy still trying to look for a connection on the Darkseer, trying to bait out, and here comes Sven. Sven coming for the first fight in a long time. Gets the stun on Dandy, pops the God Strength, gets taunted up, gets hit by a dagger, so slowed down Crystallis. He's got his own Spectre who's chasing him right now, and a bit of cleave damage coming in from Skitter, but it's not going to be enough, so Sven finding no kills here.
I can't believe they got out of that. Absolutely can't believe Bait got away with that.
Really important for them too, because that could have gone so bad. They got out.
It could have, yeah. You can lose both of your cores there again with, of course, like, Mudgolem still has a tower. Gotta not underestimate that. They still have the tower. They didn't spend nearly as much manpower as well. You can still see the net worth ticking up, especially because the cores on the side of Bait also have to go back and regenerate now. They're just playing this more efficiently. Sven, that looks to be an Echo Saber very soon.
Yep, and this is looking just like game 1 in a sense. We've got the Blink Dagger coming up for Tiny in about 1,000 gold, so wait 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, depending if the Tiny's gonna live through fights, because Bait has been constantly looking for fights. They're still doing the same thing. The pressure is ongoing, and it's everlasting, basically. And a roll straight on the Tiny, on the money, gets the kick down onto the low ground, into the hands of Dendi. Dendi slicing up this Tiny into pieces, and small pieces of rubble will finally collapse on the stairs as Milan is out. Fada and Borania still waiting here in this mid. They want to hold this tower up, but Bait just want kills right now, not objectives.
They're gonna go every time Denny has both of his steps up. There's simply no way for them to take towers, so they've gotta keep killing them until finally, well, basically the respawn timers get too long.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the respawn timers are like the only factor why they can't continue extending. Lasso on top. They've got the Sven. Dagger slow. Stun will connect. They got the flame break just before Sven got the stun off. And Sven is very alone here. And that was actually the Echo Saber on the courier, which they're unable to chase down. Nevertheless, a kill for Crystallis. Dendi finding 33. And 5-up is in trouble. Instant TP away. Vacuum. Cancels the TP. Roll. Ooh, the impetus. Ooh, we get. Oh. Enemies in every direction.
It's very much surrounded there. They're going on Branja mid.
Yep, they've got the Hawk coming out. Milan. TP cancelled. Fishman gets the kill for Borania. Now coming in with the roll, doing a bit of damage, but not as much as he would hope to. Nice landing in between three. Now Dendi, he gets to assimilate, connecting onto Darkseer, dropping low ice path onto Fishman. He manages to land a beautiful stun there, but the turnaround is coming instantly. Borania will take down Fishman, and last hero, Crystallis and Dendi on the run. Dendi has nothing left except to assimilate. He dodges the Sven stun, but he can't get to the high ground. And Pango picks up a triple from this.
And that is precisely on the catapult wave, so mudgolems are going to get to take down this tower too.
Yep, another blast from the past, because that turnaround once again going from mudgolems. Vector's doing great, but the rest of the team is just barely holding it together.
Yes, and unfortunately for them, they're going to have to keep on doing this. It's going to be hard for Last Hero to scrape together a Blink Dagger like this, but he's going to have to. And the same goes for Dendi. If they stop the killing tempo right now, both the Sven as well as the Pango are just going to outfarm. He found Last Hero again.
Oh, Last Hero is just going to get carved up by Skitter. That lasso doesn't really do much.
I think he caught an illusion there.
It looked like he caught an illusion or a creep. Anya acing up Fishman, and Skitter pops his ulti. He's ready to go ham and just slices that Chikiro. All the wings fall off, and now the chase onto the Pangolier. But Skitter walking slowly towards, wants to get those right clicks out. So slow, can't hit anything right now. Gets hit by the taunt from Dendi. Dendi hasn't got any abilities remaining. The stun onto 5-up, and here's the Sven. Slap, slap. And he doesn't get the last one. 5-up gets finished off by Fada. And now Crystallis is feeling very alone. Dendi coming back in. Does get the Resonant Pulse to do a bit of damage. Ooh, the flame break. Not going to be enough to save him. And last hero is down too. Now 5-up will be the follow-up for this. But God's Strength looks to be running out in just a matter of seconds. They're still going to go for it. Little turnaround from Skitter. The stun connecting. And Chikiro. Where's the finishing blow? Who will deal it?
Fada? It's not
Avalanche. Fada sliced up by Crystallis. Very scrappy fight from both sides, but Mudgolem style it out in the end. 2 for 4 with a buyback from the Earth Spirit.
And I just don't know why Bait decides to fight into a God's Strength. The man popped it literally in front of your face. He's going to have it for the next minute.
They're still going. But this one might pay off. Darkseer surging away. Flame break. Last hero wants to catch up this Darkseer so fast right now. Vacuum, but will get burnt alive. Lasso is ready. They can get more if they want to. Borania chasing on Spectre all alone. They left Crystallis with no bodyguards right now. Spectre gets blown up by the Avalanche. Oh man, the rest of the Bait squad is like, we're out of here. And Crystallis like, wait, guys, wait. No.
I thought we were gonna do this together.
It looked like they were in it together, and then they
They're going
spread.
again. Smoke up.
And now Last Hero's like, all right, let's go in. But so does Mudgolem say the same thing. 1 gone, 2 gone, double kill for Milan. 40 on the low ground. Connect anything on Last Hero. He's got a defusal blade, but wanna go yet? Knows the lasso's there. Hasn't seen it in a while.
I think in general, for a tier 1 tower, if you defend it once, that's great. If you defend it twice, okay, you wasted a lot of their time. But 3 times, it's at some point it's just not worth it anymore. You could have been doing other things. You could have been farming.
I agree. Like, you've got the Midas on the Spectre. He wants to farm up. He wants to get items right now. He's going for the Diffusal Manta build, which does make actually quite a lot of sense coming into this game. You don't want to build up a Radiance, which will easily get countered by Spectre's Sven's one of his favorite items, the Monkey King bar.
As well as you don't want to give away the Radiance illusion.
That too.
To the Darkseer.
That also makes your life a lot harder at that point, but yeah. They are definitely taking advantage of this air. Skitter's actually used his God Strength.
I mean, with the duration...
They know Last Hero's location. Oh, what an avalanche. That was so close.
Milan has been
And they found Crystallis. He's got no backup. He's got no friends right now. He's all alone. All by himself. And by the time they get there, Darkseer was about to throw a vacuum there. Throw it yet, though. 2 kills again for Mudgolems, and Bait can't get anything happening on any side of the map. They just got the Spectre to farm 2-3 creep waves on top. And he still doesn't have that Manta style. His net worth's not moving. Ada. Yep, they found the Earth Spirit. Hello. Bye-bye. And the lasso on Tiny. The follow-up gonna come up. Skitter waiting for the stun to be ready. 33 also was thinking about when do we vacuum stun, but they end up losing their Tiny a bit too soon.
This is much more like the kind of kills that I would want to see Bait get, because Mudgolems are definitely playing up right now. You can catch them in these moments, instead of, well, battling them head-on, which is, as I said all the way back in the draft, they can't man-fight the Sven. There is no point in this game in which most of these heroes can man-fight the Sven. There is just very late game the Spectre hoping that, you know, you get tanky enough that the Sven literally kills himself.
Agreed.
But up until that point, you gotta kite him.
It's
they
like
haven't
they
succeeded in doing that so far.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they still live on the momentum that they had in the early game, and then you realize 5 minutes later that, yeah, everything we've been doing in this time is just not working.
Sven's here again.
And Sven is like 1, 2, 3.
And they know Crystallis is here. Oh no.
Can they finish off Crystallis as fast? He's tanky, but he's not tanky enough. 2 heroes gone again from Bait and Mudgolems. They have success after success. These guys should be turned into real businessmen at this pace, because they would make a whole lot of money out of what they're doing right now. Mudgolems have really been playing beautifully throughout the group stages, but this series is just another show of how they can control the game. Even if they give a bit of an edge to their opponent, they turn back even harder and stronger.
And at this point, it's very hard to see what Bait can do. Especially with Dendy going down like this.
Assimilate. Jumps. Nope. Yule stuff in the air. Can he get it? Can he get it? Can he get it? Vacuumed. No. Good timing there from the Darkseer with the vacuum. All you need to do is just land that one ability and he won't be able to escape. That Yule's was really big there from Milan.
Yep. And having a Spectre here is just extra painful because you have no place to make. As a Phantom Lancer, once you have, you know, that 2-item combo up, you're going to start dealing actual damage.
Oh, lasso. They've got the Sven. Chance to pop the Aegis. God Strength is off cooldown though, so he will have a secondary life. Now bait, what do? They just used Haunt, they just used Lasso. Roll coming in, BKB, and they got Strength. Vacuum! And they're all just melting in this one. And they will take 3. They will take 4 heroes in total. I mean, they already took down Dendy before, so 3. And this will be the 4th one. Fishman tries to escape, and Skitter slices him down. Triple kill for Skitter. Dendy just respawns to a base with no friendlies, and even jumps back in. All right. Trying to bait a little bit. Another illusion plate, the stun from Sven on an illusion, and Dendy will just sit in the base, and he is not a happy man. However, mudgolems are feeling really, really happy.
Yeah, I'd say so. That is the kind of combo that just feels so good. You're gonna take that with you for the rest of the day. Just like, yeah, put it down. With the BKB on that respawn, I just don't know why bait win.
They're missing almost every ability here, though, but Fishman in trouble. Another vacuum. Sven coming in as well. They've got Fishman out. Crystallis on the run. Dendy doesn't have any jumps. Doesn't have to assimilate. Here comes Sven. Superman to the rescue. And Void is out. Does have a buyback lasso. They're lassoing Pango into the fountain, but he will just swashbuckle his way out. Meanwhile, Milan fighting up with 5 up. Skater doesn't have an ulti. Crystallis will get run down in the fountain, and this is the end of the Pangolier. I don't even know what is happening anymore.
I don't know. I just don't think that this Superman is rescuing anybody.
No, it doesn't look like it.
It's,
just taking life.
Actually,
he might
needs
just
to be
lose
rescued.
his own. Yeah, he's gonna lose his own life here in the process. That's a lot of money, and it's all for Dendy. That's 2 pieces toward his axe. That ain't too bad. I didn't look at the money he had before that, but he got 765 for the Sven kill. Probably got a few assists as well.
And
But
this is the first time that I've seen mudgolems lose proper control, and still they're so far ahead. Look at it. They can just do
lose
this
control,
anyway.
you say? Dendy gets
Oh, yeah.
out. Fishman tries to go for a saving ice path. Doesn't quite connect. Milan being chased by last hero. Just right-clicking this time. He's being a nuisance. Here comes the Haunt. Chance for bait to find some kills. Avalanche. TP out for Milan. Ice path is 1 pixel away. And
Someone
33.
gets
He's
them.
got
Ice Path is too
Surge.
short.
He's got Surge, he's got Glimmer Cape. Last hero's right next to him. Fada's there to throw the Glimmer Cape around. And he will tank that lasso. He's still got 3 seconds for Guardian
Moras
Greaves.
coming
Here
in.
comes Bango. Another vacuum coming in. Beautifully comboed up. Tiny's here as well. Fishman is low. Dendy on the run. And Crystal is in the middle of it. Spectre trying to TP out. Yules will be there to cancel his TP. Dendy's down too. And Crystallis is gone as well. Don't give up, says Fada. Don't give up. And Darkseer and the Enchantress both live. And they take everyone with them.
Mudgolems are in such a luxury position. They don't need all of their heroes to deal damage. And also, oh, that's a
Casual
cool
Earth
find.
Spirit in the trees, yeah. Very well read by Bornea.
This Darkseer could just build a complete utility. I mean, it's what he does anyway, but it's just heals, just survivability, and the rest of his team is going to deal the damage. And it is so hard to kill any of them because of that. You don't want to go on the Darkseer, his items make him tanky. You don't want to go on the rest of them because you can't fight them.
Yeah, doesn't look like there's any item that's gonna save them in this game. There's the Manta on the Spectre. He finished his Manta like a few minutes ago. And he's been building this diffusal for what, 7 minutes now? So that really tells how much in deep trouble Crystallis has been.
He used to keep pace with his friend. I'd say used to.
Used to, yeah, he
That's
was.
a long time ago.
Yeah, it was like 1,000 gold behind or so, but very close to this Sven. Now there's an 8,000 difference between these two, and there's still, well, only 1 lane of racks taken. 27,000 gold from mudgolems. Roche is going to be up a minimum of 140. All they need to do is just choke out bait. Is that a day? Okay, Crystal has sold all of his items. He's got a Dagon. He's got a Dagon. Screw the
Okay.
diffusal blade. He's had enough of building it. Dagon Spectre. I mean, why not? This okay, Dagon and Jakiro, Dagon on the Earth Spirit, Dagon on the Void Spirit.
Dagon
Might as well.
Okay.
Might as well. Why not?
They're gonna blow somebody up. I'm thinking it's gonna be Fada. This is the very definition of focus fire.
This
You do the
is
Dagon strat
indeed.
wrong?
Charge your wands, fire! Waiting for it.
Mudgolems know something's up. I don't think they, in their wildest dreams, could expect what exactly.
All that last hero needs to do is lasso the target they want to get and blow up the rest. And here we go. There we go. The Dagons are thrown in, but they can't get the Enchantress. They finally got him out, and they're just getting obliterated. I can't even see from all the pixels what we're going on. It's GG. But man, what a huge lag spike strikes at the same time as the fight breaks loose. And that's that. That's the end of the road for Bait, and a victorious road for Mudgolems.
At the very least, they went out with a bang.
With a bang. Right.
I like that
well,
attitude, though.
Yeah, I
think
mean,
you can see the influence of Dendy there again. It's like just a. He is such a positive guy.
yeah, you can appreciate the idea of the item build still coming in the end. Like, all right, let's just build Dagons. Milan's also got his own Dagon. He's like, all right, let's make it 5 since Matt Ryder didn't want to build his own. Yeah, the game 2 went almost identically as game 1 did. There were some Bait moments, but there were more Mudgolem moments. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the two scenarios are very different, and I think you should see it as a showcase of the abilities of Mudgolems here, that they play out a push pressure draft as well as one with a lot more team fight and killing power, with pretty much the same amount of confidence and the same amount of slip-ups. Well, you know, apart from the base dive, but I'm not going to put that one down to the draft.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's much to this. Bait is out of the tournament. Mudgolems will take first place in the groups. So that means we are done with our first series of the day, and we will head over to the next one, which is actually going to be Ninjas in Pajamas versus Hellraisers in our next series. And that's a stakes game because both of them are above the upper bracket line right now. So they are fighting for a spot through. Hellraisers has another series after that, so they have 2 chances to increase their lead or increase their points. And then there's NIP also has a second game as the last of the day with 5 men who are also fighting for a spot in the upper bracket. So a lot of stakes are there, but we're going to take a break here, and we will be back with Ninjas in Pajamas versus Hellraisers.